and welcome to the AEW Dynamite review. We are the Dudley Boys of What Culture. I'm Adam Wilbourn, joined by Michael Hamflett and Michael Sidgwick, here to review everything that happened on this week's episode of AEW Dynamite. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure you subscribe to What Culture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. We do daily wrestling podcasts where we not only review AEW Dynamite, but also Raw, SmackDown, the show formerly known as NXT 2.0. Pay-per-views, premium live events. We have interviews, roundtable discussions, and a roundup of the week complete with a bloody good quiz, of course, on Wrestle Culture. As I said, though, joined by Hamflett and Sidgwick to review last night's Dynamite, or I should say, AEW Dynamite. Max. Crank it till the Hobbs comes off. Maximum Carnage.
Yeah.
Topical. So
it's good. So should we start with Powerhouse Hobbs?
Yeah.
I was actually quite energized by this Dynamite, which I thought was very, very, very good, if not perfect, but energized by it. And then I woke up to that news when I was trolling Twitter to, doom scroll and measure the atmosphere and everything else. What a waste.
Must have been excited about WWE signing a wrestler in ages.
I'm not surprised. The guy rules. It just brings into... It's not just a fumble, to use the terms, in and of itself. It really brings into problems... it really brings into focus a lot of core problems, niggles with AEW that should be rectified or should have been rectified ages ago, because maybe if they had been... something like this would not have happened. Basically, Powerhouse Hobbs had a TV match with Hangman Page that smoked anything that Samoa Joe, his apparent better because he's the leader of the stable, did, and Joe had 3 goes on pay-per-view. Totally the wrong way around, in my opinion. Yes, I understand Joe as a draw. Yes, I understand some people treat him like pro wrestling loyalty from, quite frankly, a 2-decade-old peak. Mm-hmm. And an aura that has followed him around still to this day. That in itself sort of underscores, there is a problem here, where there is just such a very, very thick glass ceiling through which to smash. And it's just really, really difficult in AEW these days. Then you start thinking, right, okay, there's 5 men's singles titles, right? 5 of them. If you're Powerhouse Hobbs, now I don't know how the negotiations went, but if you're Powerhouse Hobbs, you're looking at your options, you're thinking, what if I sort of let it be known there is interest from the WWE side? I could probably leverage and get into a higher position on the card. I've read that he was offered loads more money, but he just wanted a different experience or whatever.
The waters.
Yeah, I think that was the phrase used. I'm good about this, genuinely, because Powerhouse Hobbs in Anarchy in the Arena, I thought he was phenomenal. He came off as this total badass, really fun to watch. He just looked at the business in that match. And then the Page match being so much better than the Joe matches, and who got the opportunity to do 3 pay-per-view main events, was God, they're missing something with this dude. They really, really are. And I won't sit here and pretend that I thought Powerhouse Hobbs had it the entire time. Mm-hmm. I'm sure there were times where I thought, that didn't go particularly well, or he could have had a better performance there. But this, I thought he's really nailed it here. And then this has happened. So if Powerhouse Hobbs is in negotiations with AEW in a potentially hypothetical situation, or he's running through the pros and cons in his mind, is he thinking, if I, let it be known there's interest from the WWE side and I can use that as leverage to sort of sign a new deal with certain sort of assurances about what I'm doing in the future, do I win one of the interchangeable men's secondary third titles that exist really to appease certain talents or give certain characters something to do? What is the national title really? What is the distinction between any of them? And then you think, well, it doesn't really matter. These titles are valueless. I don't come off as a great champion, a great spot, or a true top star winning one of these belts when they mean nothing. Also, the mandatory AEW pay-per-view main event is minimum 20 minutes match of the year contender. That's just how they do it constantly. And I think it's getting boring. I think the last 18 months of main events can't touch the previous, and that's because it's too normal. maybe it is in need of a total refresh. Maybe they could have someone like Powerhouse Hobbs, who, to my personal enjoyment of his, not that type of wrestler, right? But he kind of has to be if he wants to be the top star in AEW, because the law, it's enshrined in law in AEW that these pay-per-view main events must be match of the year contenders. I don't want to sound like Bischoff and Geary and all these people, but my God, it's not untrue to say that in AEW, the pay-per-view main events pretty much have to go near or past 20 minutes, be sort of match of the year contenders. The only person who doesn't really get that expectation is Joe. And frankly, Hobbs is a better Joe than Joe these days for me. So if you're Hobbs, you're probably thinking, I'm not doing anything. Am I going to headline, I don't know, an All-In? No. Can I even headline a World's End? Probably not, because I'm a big powerhouse dude who doesn't go out there and deliberately wrestle, somewhat cynically at times, match of the year candidates. What's my ceiling here? It's pretty damn low. I'm not getting any younger. Let's see what it's like over there. The conditions for someone like a Powerhouse Hobbs to be a true main event star in AEW simply do not exist. Cannot blame him one bit. I think AEW needs to change a little bit, otherwise this sort of thing is going to keep on happening, and you can get the same genre of wrestler, more or less, I know Joe exists, but more or less the same genre of wrestler stylistically, constantly headlining these pay-per-views. And it was a shame to wake up to, because now that I'm winding down this mini sort of rant, I actually really enjoyed Dynamite. I was energized by it.
Is Powerhouse Hobbs the most pronounced victim? We don't do bits in this podcast, but if we did, we might have one called Wing Corner. Is he the biggest victim of that? Like,
he's been under wings.
He's had an AEW television run lasting 6 years, or just short of 6 years. It's almost been entirely under wings. Like, he's never not been under a wing. 6 years.
Yeah.
Like, I know everything.
Like, let's go through the Powerhouse Hobbs wings.
Moxley.
John Moxley brought him in as like, oh, he really impressed me during Dark. Like, Hobbs is my guy.
Yep. Team Taz
wing.
Yep.
QT Marshall
There's
wing.
like a secondary Ricky Saints wing within Team Taz as well.
Yes.
So that facilitate that turn. So, like, yeah, double wings there. What was the next one you said?
QT Marshall
wing.
Jesus Christ.
Don Callis family wing. He bopped Kenny Omega on the head with a chair, didn't he?
And then he got booted out of it because he was injured.
Yeah.
And he's probably should bring him back as a babyface.
Yeah.
So the explanation was, he was no good to me, damaged goods, whatever. And then he went under the wing of...
that would have been when he replaced Hook in the Ops, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, Joe's immediately back and immediately in a wing.
It's constantly, you've constantly been told over the span of years that Powerhouse Hobbs is lesser than somebody else or needs guidance from. He's like, I mean, it is an understatement to describe Powerhouse Hobbs with that physique as a grown-ass man. It's an understatement.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, you make a great point, Hamflett, like the way that they promote new talent or younger talent or less sort of like known talent, it's incredibly patronizing.
You always flag in WWE that they script wrestlers to like act like babies, full-grown adults to act like babies. AEW doesn't do that, but this is their equivalent of it. Everyone's got to have like a father or a mother figure. Like, they might talk like adults, but they don't behave like them because they're not permitted to, because they're not allowed out of the, like, you might have Eric on those reins. Like, they're constantly, like, in wrestling terms, in babies' reins, basically, under these wings. And the time is so much longer that it's so much devastating. I know he's an example for a lot of good practice. So I wish I could like stumble upon a better one right now. There will be a better one. Maybe Marina Shafir I was going to say Dominic Mysterio, but let's just take Marina Shafir under John Moxley, right? I wouldn't say the matches are particularly improving. The tag ones are getting there. The singles ones are.
Smoke and Mirrors ones are great.
How much does it feel like she's been permitted to emerge from underneath John Moxley's wing for the day that the Death Riders changes or comes to an end or whatever? If it fails, but you can't argue with the prep to try and get her out of that. It's as much, you're in it, but the goal is to get you out of it. That's never felt like the goal with Powerhouse Hobbs.
No.
I can't, we'll not analyse yet what he might do in WWE because I guess he hasn't arrived there yet, and it'll be exciting to talk about if and when the moment happens that he lands. But
Andy made a great suggestion of having him be in the crowd on SmackDown, or more so
if they can get him there,
because technically right now he's still a champion in AEW. If
they can get him to land on, and that was going to be my point, right? When Murray mentioned this morning about like get him a SmackDown get the visual of him on SmackDown because this doesn't happen very often. So the 24-hour thing, you can do it. I had a Powerhouse Hobbs in London thought anyway, because at Forbidden Door, after the show in the Millennium Dome, there's obviously just the food and the bars and all that sort of places. I didn't see him, but everybody else did, because there was loads and loads of pictures on social media because, as you mentioned, look at the guy. Yeah. You're not going to miss him. And I sense, as a wrestler, he could have decided, I'm going to try and disguise myself or like go to your Switch and Disco and sit backstage, whatever. He didn't. He went out and about, went and got a pint and wherever, went and got some food and whatever.
He did come to Switch and Disco afterwards.
Did he come after?
Yeah, we were hanging out.
Every picture that was taken with fans / experience or anecdote you read online was like, oh, it was brilliant to meet him. What a cool guy. And I was thinking about that this morning because I was just like, I wonder if he's thinking, hang on, I'm like a TV megastar wrestler and I look like this. I want a bit of adulation for this. I want to be a star. I want to be like, and the constant feeling of, as you said, not only the glass ceiling itself, but the very thick one and the lowered, thick glass ceiling must get on your nerves. It must get on your nerves. And you might think, I'm actually going to enjoy some of the earned, adulated, the fruits of my labour. You know, it's like, I've worked another match that's going to have me buried in the mid-card and forgotten about. I'm not one of the wrestlers that people talk about when they leave. But then the second you see him in real life, it's all you can talk about.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. There's an emotional and a professional pride in that as a wrestler.
There's probably still too many wrestlers you're meant to receive as a star or a game changer or great or whatever on that AEW roster. Too many fake consolation prizes, and like definitionally, it's where the best wrestle. Powerhouse Hobbs ain't the best wrestler. He's one of the most effective, and it just again opens up those conversations about like, oh well, if you can't have a 20-minute great back and forth match, does that mean you're not a great wrestler? I don't know. I just think that it would be so refreshing if Hobbs had the belt. Maybe if he was the one to take it off Paige and just had it for like 6 months. And, you know, you've got plenty of opportunities. These pay-per-views are 5 hours long sometimes. You've got plenty of opportunities to win Match of the Year and the Observer Awards.
Yes.
Like you do. Yeah, almost every match is eligible considering how long they are allotted. What the wrestlers are encouraged to do in them. If he had it for like 6 months, and I know it's a little bit Paul Heyman brained, this fantasy booking, not as bad as Mark Henry does one move for 4 years and then someone gets out of it and gets over. However, if Hobbs like just mauls dudes for like 10 minutes in the pay-per-view main event and it becomes like this, Jesus Christ, an AEW pay-per-view main event and Hobbs is just kind of ending it in 10 minutes and then the guy who takes him to 15 and then the guy who wins, I don't know, it's just... it's hard to get excited about Davison Doyle.
The Hangman Page match at Blood and Guts, considering that was November, too good for us to be talking about this now.
Yeah.
Like, that's a match that should earn you like a contract or a push or whatever.
No, he was offered it. He
offered the contract, but like, presumably there must be like some sort of creative that he would have liked to go alongside with it, because this isn't...
maybe...
You would guess this isn't...
Even if they're offered... And again, I can't speak for Powerhouse Hobbs.
No.
But even if they offered, in the back of his mind, he's probably still thinking it's been 6 years of this.
Yeah.
I have quite the pitch for what he needs to do in WWE, but we'll save that for the NXT preview next week.
Such a really moving, impressive, like real life story behind the man as well. That they touched upon it, but they never maximized.
He got the book of Hobbs over on the power of that story.
And then it became a Vince McMahon-esque actual book.
Yeah, he had a prop book, didn't he? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's get into Maximum Carnage. Crank it till the knob comes off.
The proper one.
We go on air. Here's what's tonight. You know what that means? We get the run through the card. We love it, me and Sidge. Talking about every Thursday morning.
It's really effective. He needs... I'm not doing this again.
But we go backstage earlier on in the day. Samoa Joe said there's never enough time to deal with fools and their foolishness. And Hangman Page...
God, he's so trying to be above it all, isn't he?
I'm just increasingly not a Joe guy. He comes up on screen, I'm like, it just ends in a pretty plodding affair where the idea of you being hard or invincible just slowly drains away the more bored I get.
He's got that ombudsman vibe that he's added now, where like he'll dictate what the terms of everything are, and you have to go along with them, otherwise you're wrong.
Yeah,
like no flavour to it. Just this is how it is because Samoa Joe says so.
I just can't take him really seriously no more.
I get where you're coming from. I kind of warmed to him here because he says, look, Hangman Page is one of those fools, but the Ops need to prepare for their big trios title match on Collision. So you know what he did? He
is. What he did. What he did.
puts out a bounty, obviously.
Felt nicely.
Big one. He's been, the hunter's come to claim his prize. Brian Keith walks in. And
I loved you to have gotten that wrong. You just throw like a Twix on the table. Oh, God. Eric. He swapped in my jeans.
Keith is a different man who's going to claim the bounty, obviously. Put it in his celebrations tin or something.
It's like the one time you could have thrown a chocolate bar on the table and I'm not
Maximum-
tempted to eat it.
Maximum Carnage did not get off to the best start. I'm thinking he hasn't been on telly in 6 months. How, like, oh God, they make me sound like Raj Giri, and I hate that for me. But at the end of the day, the whole point of, like, there's a bounty on someone's head. It's like, oh God, the person who's got the bounty on their head is in it's pretty significant danger.
Delicious as well.
And it's like, Brian Keith's really good.
Yeah.
But nice. It would have been nice to have been reminded of that before this. Anyway, the rest of the show was good. I don't want to lower the tone.
It's a bit like me with the celebrations tin. I'm the bounty hunter.
Yeah. It's like a third week of the bounty storyline guy, isn't he, Brian Keith? You know, the bounty is, we know the bounty, and we might have previewed who might answer the challenge.
I'm mouth's watering over here.
Brian Keith is not just like introduce the storyline. I've got Brian Keith for it. Probably drop the storyline.
Yeah.
1 week bounty that he failed. Oh, Joe's like, I'll save some money here.
Yeah.
It's not like it's supposed to be like a 6 week thing with like some mid card guys, some people that try it, and then a big payoff of like a sort of returning monster or whatever. And it's just Brian Keith tried to win some money and failed. Joe's like, well, right back in the pocket.
Wilbourn, what does it look like when someone's got a bounty on their head?
That's a good point.
Smackdown ass crap. This.
Yeah, if you're just wondering what it looks like if someone's got a bounty on the head, just keep it for
As long as you can, I think, yeah.
okay.
Good for your posture.
Let's dive into the first match of the night. It's Darby Allin versus Pac. Renee's talking about the history, obviously, as the Death Riders walk with Pac through the crowd. But he wants to do it all by himself. And as they leave, he turns around to get taken out by a tope suicida from Darby Allin. They go into the crowd.
Oh God!
Sits in the button city.
I was ready to press a certain button because I loved elements of this match.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. The stuff I could see mainly.
Yeah. Well, tell the listeners, viewers, what's going on.
Yeah, so
And then I'll add my analysis.
dive from Darby
Oh,
Allin.
God, you reversing the car. That was so funny. Oh, jeez.
So dive from Doyle and sends him into over the barricade. They brawl into the crowd, and then they go up the steps. I love we forgot to mention it yesterday, the way that the arena's laid out. But obviously you get to a certain point and hello, darkness, my old friend, I can't see anything. And so apparently Darby Allin hit a coffin drop, but I didn't see it.
Right, okay. Last week, there was a certain production snafu in which the lights went out. You'd think the one objective, numero uno on the old whiteboard, to like, what do we need to do on Dynamite this week? Well, can't be doing that again. Let's just make sure everything's in order, production-wise and lighting-wise. After last week, within the first 2 minutes, to do a sequence that I can't see because it's like I hate it when they get in these absolutely stupid TNA-style, like, idiotic moments.
Maybe there's just like a miscommunication backstage, like Tony Khan said. After last week, if those bulbs got maximum voltage, Maximum Carnage got it and they smashed them all up. Well, that's how it happened.
Honestly.
Anyway,
nice venue as well.
yeah.
Nice venue. Nice venue.
Shape of the taping looked good. I liked it.
Not the best crowd.
Nah. No.
Yeah.
So they get back to ringside, and he sidesteps Darby Allin. There's a German suplex on the floor, and then the match hasn't even started yet, technically. Pac gets the steps and hits a belly-to-belly to Darby Allin on the edge of the steps.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's good, isn't it?
I mean, Jesus, this guy's an idiot. I love him.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus. I mean, he can't keep doing this, really.
Keep getting away with it.
It's getting more
Surely
and more...
he's not getting away with it. Surely.
It's getting more and more unhinged.
I had a bit with that again later, I think I mentioned to you, which we will get to. So, yeah, they get back in the ring. Now it's time for the match to start. You know, after they've been taken out with a coffin drop on the outside and belly to belly into the edge of the steps. Right now, the match begins, obviously.
Like, even by Darby Allin standards, this bump was demented.
Yeah, to then have to go, what, 10 minutes probably?
Yeah.
After that. And, yeah, they ring the bell and Pac takes his goddamn head off with that sprinting lariat that he does as well.
Yeah.
That was tits too. And we go to a commercial with Pac completely in control. When we come back, Darby's trying to fire up, but he runs straight into a release overhead suplex into the corner. And then an avalanche belly to belly, just in case, you know, you're still getting feeling a bit better from the first one. And then there's an awesome bomb from the ring onto the entrance ramp.
Oh, God.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Love this. I felt some kind of way.
Yeah. So Pat goes, well, the match won. So he just climbs up, sits on the top turnbuckle, waits for Darby Allin to be counted out, but he dives back in at the last second at 9, flips off Pac, who jumps down, and as he does it, tweaks the previously injured ankle. That suddenly gives Darby Allin an opportunity. He pounces, sends Pac to the outside, hits a coffin drop onto the apron. He looks like that sucks to take as well for Darby Allin, to be honest.
Yeah.
But the referee checks on Pac in the corner when they go back inside, and Pac pulls him in, and he takes the bullet. Poor Paul Turner from Darby Allin. But with the referee down, Darby gets a double leg, Scorpion Deathlock, Pac taps, but the ref doesn't see it, obviously, and he calls for the Death Riders. Out comes Wheeler Yuta.
Fucking chocolate bar on your head.
Out comes Wheeler Yuta. I'm trying to get it to the end of the match, at least, with a chair, but he eats a Scorpion Death Drop. Darby Allin hits another one on Pac. He sets the chair around the injured ankle. He's obviously going to stamp on it, Pillmanize it. And now he coffin drops off the top onto it because he's a mad bastard, like you said. Gets the Scorpion Deathlock and gets the submission victory, finally defeating Pac.
I feel bad. Like, is it a mild criticism? I don't know. Having problems with this match, considering A, how hard Darby Allin grafted in it, and B, how much this awakened, aroused a sense of bloodlust within me. It was...
Just bleed coming back.
My goodness, this was demented. This was unhinged. This was like... Those two big action set-piece bumps were so ill-advised, but incredible and effective, that I was completely locked into this match in a way that is quite rare these days. I was terrified. I was gripped thinking, well, how is he coming back from this? And I will say, it wasn't just the bumps, right? And no pancakes, waffles. I'm not saying he is as good as, but Darby Allin selling here reminded me of like peak, by which I mean 97 in-ring, Austin selling, where the dude never stops moving, but it never stops. He never stops convincing you this guy's in agony, but he's always got this really dynamic, like motion heavy approach to selling. He doesn't just like lie there like a dickhead, like the methodical style.
Smart, he's protecting himself.
Yeah.
The character won't stop fighting.
Yeah, the character will
That's how
never,
that-
ever stop fighting, and it's a far more compelling thing because you're constantly thinking, well, you're never bored for one,
No.
and two, you're thinking, he's going to get back up, he's still in this. Darby's got that about him as well. Very different wrestler, but there's a similarity there. One of the reasons why I was so hooked is because the action's good. The bounty fell off his head. The action set pieces was so unhinged that I'm thinking, how's he coming back from this? Because there's not many people better at mapping a comeback and really sort of gradually getting back into the fight and me buying it than Darby Allin. So for Pac to kind of... This is kind of what they were doing sometimes under Vince towards the end. Like the babyface isn't really getting over. The heels just kind of like tweaked something. It just felt like a little bit of a get out.
I quite liked it. We discussed this earlier, didn't we?
Yeah. Okay. Well, tell us why you liked it now.
I just like the fact it wasn't necessarily like you say of like, oh, if that hadn't happened to to Pac, then he'd have won the match. It was like all Darby needs is a moment's hesitation. Like he jumps down, he goes, oh, the ankle there. Suddenly he's straight back into it, and then he just unleashes everything.
I just think in the context of this, and if this is the end, and hopefully it is,
Yeah.
in the full context of this Darby Allin versus the Death Rider storyline, right? I know this is kind of a little, gives Darby something to do as an epilogue. The real quiz ended when he beat Moxley, but all that said, he fights the Death Riders as soon as the Death Riders are launched. He is like front and center in the plastic, and not the Wrestle Dream angle where Danielson retires. You are told visually through the way it's blocked, oh, Darby Allin's the guy who's one day going to take all of these down, right? Then he gets written off, violent stairwell attack, climbs Mount Everest, which tells you what his work ethic is like, which plays into what I'm about to say. And then he comes back all in. His crusade is, I need to beat Jon Moxley. It takes him a while, but he beats Jon Moxley through just complete resilience, pain threshold, the thing that he's been working towards since 2019, that big one final win over Jon Moxley, which he'd never done, even though they'd been sort of linked together in storylines since 2019. And then this is apparently it's the real quiz. He has I need to beat every single member of the Death Riders because this is the culmination of this long journey dating back to October 2024. Isn't it? That's when Wrestle Dream 2024 was. And then he gets lucky because Pac injures himself. I thought structurally it was just such an odd choice where I'm thinking, it's not so much that Darby, with his great resilience, has found a way to overcome that pain to win. Just felt a little bit cheap for me. I would have done it a different way. But again, the actual match, the experience was so terrifying, like so committed that I loved it, really. I just thought, what a weird way to end it.
I loved it. The match, I can't say any more than how to just put it there. On the finish, is it possible that was more in service of the Death Riders than Darby Allin? Like, is it a better story if, when you said before the C2 that it's very important if you're going to babyface Jon Moxley that you have to earn that back, and he has done, that it's also then you've got to sort of pile on heel traits if they're going to turn on him. So Pac basically making a mistake and maybe carrying a bit of an injury leads Jon Moxley into kind of being like, it's all right, mate. Like, that's like, I kind of went through that and it turns out all right, you just got to fight through it. Does it make Pac more of a twat basically if you then be like, no, it doesn't, bag over the head. Like the fact that he's lost through his own mistake and he's lost through, they actually do still need Jon Moxley's guidance. They do still need his leadership. And that's the point at which you pull the trigger. Almost
I don't know.
sort of, because
Maybe.
And I'm only saying this, I quite like the finish, but I do get where you're coming from there because I also had another, is it a horror outcome or a good one? This, what if the Death Riders just their baby faces worry that it's starting to creep in? What if a second end game is that Darby and the Death Riders are sort of bonded by all this and they end up allies on screen and you get a babyface Death Riders Darby Allin combo for, I don't know,
I don't need a former set of rivals teaming up for a long time in AEW.
I know. But I
It's
wonder,
one of their tricks.
I was trying to think about if that finish was inserted for that reason. It was supposed to long term, you're supposed to sit with a bit of sympathy with Pac. Or I don't know. It just, because I liked it, but it didn't feel like it was in service of Darby, did it?
I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It feels a bit like every week, and it's been 3 or 4. You're thinking, are they going to get back to this Death Rider stuff? So I don't think they've parked it, but at the same time, I don't know.
Is it praise or criticism that it doesn't necessarily matter how Darby wins when the memories you're left with the stuff that the bad guy did to him? There's plenty of matches where he wins in the end, or for that matter, he loses, but you're thinking of the bit in the match where the guy killed him. So your impression of Darby Allin is rock solid by that point.
Yeah.
To the point where the result, it's not secondary, but it's almost
I get it.
He had to win this one, but he could lose 10 more, couldn't he? And
yeah.
I think the Joe and Takeshita matches.
Yeah.
And you think of the spots and what they were doing to him more than the finish, don't you?
Yeah.
Right, let's get to the bounty. Hangman Page and Brian Keith came next.
You're hitting it even harder than I thought you would, actually. When you first threw it on the table, I thought that was the whole thing.
I'm genuinely considering eating it right now.
Yeah, go for it.
I won't. I'll be good.
Nobody else.
Were you delighted when this happened so you could justify getting a bounty for yourself?
No, I was given one in my selection box.
Tony Khan tweet.
Christmas.
Justified bounty purchase.
And you haven't eaten it yet?
And I'd sat on it. Well, I hadn't. It's obviously because it's look.
It's got a price. It's not a selection box one. There's a price.
No, exactly. It's my mum makes her own one because she knows that they're like crap. The ones you get nowadays, they're all like mini versions. Like a special.
That's a good. So the full size one.
Yeah,
I
I
like
got
that.
full pack of Rolos in there.
Very
A
good.
bag of M&Ms.
Was it 1998?
So there's any good chocolates in this thing? Or is it
Rolos.
No disrespect to your
There's
mom.
a toffee
Do they still
Christmas-
do Rolos?
I didn't. Yeah, I was astonished to see them as well. What the hell are you doing here?
Like, I think it's a really lovely idea. No offense to your mum. Potentially horribly executed. Rolos, Toffee Crisp, Bounty. Is there a good chocolate bar coming around the corner?
I think there was a Kit Kat chunky in there.
I feel like we need to put some respect on the Rolo here. I feel like that's a bad take.
I just think they're all pretty low tier.
Where do you stand on Rolos?
It's
Well, you don't-
Nestle, that's why. These are Nestle-based ones.
Would I ever buy Rolo by choice? The answer to that is no.
What about a Rolo yogurt? They're pretty goated. You ever had a Rolo yogurt?
You mean like the mousses, you mean?
No, I mean like it's the layer of chocolate with the caramel underneath. You ever tried that?
That's more like a mousse than he.
I'm a big yogurt guy.
You know what one of my favourite things is? You know, flake mousse, where
Yes.
you get like the little flakes in one triangle.
Yes.
And then in a bigger triangle, you get like the chocolate mousse, and then you flick them in. Oh my God. I went through so many of them when I was like younger.
I like getting just the Asda, like, chocolate mousses, but just getting, like, twirls to dip in.
Make your own. Both work. Both work.
Because more in it.
Yeah, I know that's your answer to everything.
Cheaper and
More.
Cheaper and more.
Cheaper and more.
Yep.
I like the fact we sort of corrupted Sidge a little bit there because he led the way in the yogurt competition.
Yeah.
Nicholas, I just want to, clarify. I'm not anti-Rolo. It's just not. You never go, oh God, love a Rolo, me.
Yeah.
Never buy him.
I would go for munchies before I went for Rolos. for
Yes. That I agree
I'm a
with.
Personally.
munchy guy.
I like munchies.
Well, that's because I was talking about me, mate, not you. So
Oh, that's my opinion. Though.
I definitely didn't. So
Did they ever make mint
did about the
munchies?
Rolos,
I imagine that.
Yeah, I think so.
They're great as well.
The green.
Yeah. Like after
I'll
it.
double check.
got
I
a
used to
packet.
love mint chocolate, and then I went off it for years.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to volunteer that information.
Yeah. Just you ate too much of it or something. No?
What? Yeah, probably. I used to love mint chocolate chip ice cream, and then suddenly one day, no more.
After
no,
it's-
no more
It's the-
mint in
was
food.
that like an instant, or was it just did you just go off it?
I don't know.
Did you like mint Aero?
Oh,
Yeah,
Mint
and
Aero.
then I changed to orange.
I had a bag of mint Aero balls the other day. Unbelievable.
Oh yeah, they are
They are
class.
class, to be fair.
Fantastic texture, like, and then the green. You know my thing with green, neon green food.
I'm just on Chocoblog right now.
Yep.
It was a review of mint.
Is that the blog by the Chocolate Brothers?
I'm on the chocolate blog about mint munchies. Prior to 1995, mint munchies were known as Mintola.
Oh,
So I'm not sure if that's...
I don't
But they
remember.
were there. I can see
Yeah.
a green pack of munchies. Firstly, the fondant is so overpoweringly minty that I couldn't taste the chocolate at all.
it's the bright white after it fondant.
Fondant is too thin as well as the other criticism here.
I'd put it
I
in a
won't
jar.
be buying another 6-pack to check, writes the author here.
6-pack. Gonna need 6 more of these for certain.
Was this written by you? Hamflett.
Right, these are the last one. Not sure about it.
One of the Chocoblog staff also replies to this saying, "What do you mean there's no crunchy in the munchie? Just feels wrong." So
Because the regular munchies have got that. Yeah. I'd take the fondant
thanks
from
to Dom Ramsey for this review, by the way.
mint munchies or after 8. I'd take that and I'd jar that bitch like they've done with inside of a Kinder Bueno. Like they put everything in jars in Lidl now. You got these, like, check the spread jars. You brought one in the other. Your missus got you that class one for Christmas.
Another pistachio.
Oh my God. I'd do that with inside of an after 8.
If you like this sort of thing, the SmackDown preview's got some big plans for tomorrow.
Yep.
Join us for that. What are we talking about? Oh, yeah. Bounty. Hangman Page Keith with Big Bill. Keith tried a sneak attack, but Page avoided it and just battered him, basically. Later on, he hits Keith with a rolling elbow, but Big Bill gets involved, trips up Page, and that allows Keith to hit a headbutt, and the bounty hunter takes control as we head to a break. When we come back, Keith hits a drop toe hold into the buckle and it exploded for a 2 count. But Page spins out of a Tiger Driver, wants the buckshot, but again gets tripped by Bill. Page missed a moonsault off the apron as Bryan Keith slid back in and took the ref. And Bill gets involved. He grabs Page. He wants a choke slam. But in comes Swerve Strickland with a chain to choke out Bill. And that allows Page to hit Keith with the buckshot lariat and get the 1-2-3.
Match was good. Really good at places. Way more dramatic by the finish than I expected / it had any real right to be. However, this is prime real estate for something that actually had a purpose. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't need Hangman Page to beat Bryan Keith to remind me that Hangman Page is really good and wins matches, and it should be like, I mean, to be fair, maybe he should be winning matches to like justify staying in the world title picture, but can he do them on Collision? So like, no one has to really pay that much attention. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, this is the flagship show. This is the dance. This is the one that counts. This is the one that there are very few women's promos. Like there's one women's match per week.
I'll just check that.
Yeah. It was the same. It was the same as always. It's been 7 years. I don't know. It just felt like a waste of time. Is that too harsh?
No.
This is what we talk about when we say there is time, and they did do a main event video package, but there are times to just sell me what you gave me last week. Remind me what was so great about it. Like, sell, promote, emphasize, build. Yeah, this is the time in which to do that.
Yeah, it was featureless, this match, wasn't it? Like, and Hangman Page does have to stack those up from time to time. Do it more when he's the world champion, actually. Like,
I ain't happening anytime soon.
I was like TV title defense Hangman Page. This match when he's got the belt and he's just like the sheriff.
The Bret Hart in here.
Yeah.
Before he got corrupted by Jey Uso. Too cool in a Hallmark movie.
I like different things at the buffet. Like,
I suppose this was just a way to get these two in the ring for.
Yeah, but
we'll get the tag match if we're lucky.
But didn't have to go 10 minutes.
No, yeah, fair. So yeah, post match, Page gets a mic and calls Keith a dumbass.
Pig.
He says he's going to take everything from Samoa
Joe. I know
Joe.
who Hangman Page is. Who's Pig?
Swerve has got a message for MJF. He's victorious. If he's victorious tonight, it means he lost because we are going to be coming after him relentlessly. Swerve says it's been a while since he's had the world title around his waist, and this year we get back to the top of the mountain and we make this Swerve's house. And then Kenny Omega's music hits. He's back.
He put a smile on my face this week.
He was a bit almost Kevin Nash-esque about. That's a lot of pyro, isn't it? He says, "I had my own time blocked out for this, but why not come out right now when
Lovely detail.
Yeah, when 3 of the greatest AEW champions are sharing the ring." I didn't realize MJF was in there, but Omega doesn't want to speak for anyone else.
Good one.
But it feels like
he's such a little lick arse, aren't you?
Oh, best mate. It feels like I've got something in common. When the fans called Omega the god of pro wrestling, meant something. If they still believe, so does he. Being an EVP, you can't just snap your fingers and get a title shot. You have to earn it. He's going to get some wins, whether it's friend or foe. And he's coming for that belt. Page said, unfortunately, this isn't a team effort. If we cross paths on the way to the championship, may the best man win. And they shake hands. Swerve just looks, basically, and he leaves with Prince Nana. And Omega's going to do his go-home line when that drone, the Don Callis drone hits, and out come the family. Lance Archer, Rocky Romero, Josh Alexander. Don's got something important he wants to say. You want to wrestle, kid? Says Don. How about you wrestle against the man who broke Kota Ibushi's leg? Josh Alexander. And Omega's like, I can't really hear you, mate, over everyone booing you out of the goddamn building. But I got a little bit of time tonight, boy, if you want to dance. If he wants it, Tony Khan wants it. Tony Khan was there. Ready to press his button. Fastest booker in the West. Bam! I'm ready to go. But Don stops Josh Alexander. Says, you forgot how this relationship works. You do what Daddy says. And Daddy decides when match is happening here. And it's next week on Dynamite. Callis family leave. And Omega does the He says it's phase 1. So I quite like that line. That's very clever. People use the old phases scheme to get what they want. And does his good night, bang stuff.
I realised something this morning. That trick of like, but it's actually next week. It works when it's when you feel something. Because I actually really like Kenny Omega a great deal. Favorite wrestler. And I was like, bonus Kenny. And it's an impromptu match. But, fine.
I'll allow it, yeah.
I'll allow it because Kenny. Next week! So maybe I've been wrong all this time. And it's a good thing for wrestling to do. It just tends to work on people who have these things called feelings.
That's it.
Yeah. I often feel like that. It's like, I wish that was this week. Yeah, it's nice.
Do you actually?
Sometimes.
I also get the feeling that sometimes the crowd, especially for like a Dynamite, is like, not tonight, eh? Here it comes. On Collision. No, next week on Dynamite. That's not here.
So I did feel something for this. I also felt something for the beaming look fixed on Hangman Page's face when Kenny was making his entrance and getting in the ring. It was just moving to me. They're obviously very close in real life.
And the clobber.
He
tried.
He tried.
Better than now.
It's one of those where,
Billy Bollocks,
he looked well tailored without looking like a megastar.
Exactly.
The shirt was a little bit, I'm trying to get into Blue Bamboo on the big market when I'm 18 years old. I liked the jeans. They looked nice. Better. His promo was good. I don't know if I believe him yet, but it's weird that he's in this title picture all of a sudden when I was told he was like at death's door and body was hanging on by a thread and he could do 2 minutes in a trios match and then that's it. So I'm encouraged. I liked the way he presented himself as just, I really liked that babyface run he was kind of doing last year where it's like, I'm broken a bit, but my God, I've got renewed perspective from a horrendous year. I can be old man Kenny if you're with me on this journey again. I think injuries derailed all that and the horrific day-to-day, not knowing what to do. Like, I know someone who's got a chronic health condition and it's pretty awful for them because they don't know if they're going to wake up and have a good day or like they can't make plans or they can make plans, but they're constantly on a knife edge about whether they can do the plans. So I've got a lot of sympathy, a lot of empathy as well. But God knows if he can do it, but I'm willing him along the line now that he's finally doing something of real substance.
I like the fact he sort of called Don Callis' bluff. Because Don was like,
let's have a fight
right now. He's like, okay.
I like how he wasn't bothered. Because sometimes it's aloof and it's annoying when he's meant to be in a grudge program. But I think at this point, everyone's a bit like, come on, this again.
Yeah.
He's kind of like no selling it, which I'd much prefer. That it's not amazing storytelling, for God's sake. I'm not trying to tell you that, but it's much better that he's like, oh, this again. Oh, yeah, I'll win the match against whoever you've got. I'm glad I'm not being told that Kenny's taking it seriously because, come on, no one can at this point. I think it's Josh Alexander's dream match, so he'll at least bring it next week. Mr. Directions must have been happy with this because Kenny's like, you're probably going to get a Kenny Swerve match out of this.
Yep.
There's a picture materializing, and as long as it's provided it's Joeless, I'm going to be happy with it. I don't mean to dig out Joe, but come on.
Yeah, I think it's okay. Like, I think it's punching up to dig out Joe, to be honest. He's in a very solid position and he's done everything there is to do and yet continues to be in like a main event scene that doesn't necessarily need him. I'm like overnight thrilled with this main event scene and the change of it. The idea that MJF is over here.
He had a good night.
Yeah, having his like TV programs that feel real and feel organic and feel like an actual distraction. Why he would take his eye off the ball of the various pool of challenges. Swerve and Hangman, it turns out that I think I just really don't gravitate them towards them together without a single problem in their life. Kenny Omega, somewhat unexpectedly, became the first dividing line between Hangman and Swerve since they've kind of like come together. He is now the new thing that is, after all this time of them being cool and they're like, even when they both say they want to be world champion, they're not giving each other the side eye. They're cutting effectively the same promo. We're going to kick everybody's ass as two cool guys. I want to be the world champion. The other one doesn't grimace at that. They just accept there's like a competitive element to it. not anymore.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega represented a new emotional divide between the two. I like that more all of a sudden. Like, I like them both in their individual pursuits, separate, and it isn't the pursuit for the title, it's the difference of opinion on Kenny Omega's pursuit for the title. There's a new purpose with those two, so I like that. Joe wasn't here. I like that. Like, in this mix, in this mix. Yeah. Like, I think I want Joe versus Kenny the more we talked about it yesterday, but, like, even he felt sort of separated from it. He might be part of, like, Kenny's several matches that he's got to have. I didn't even mind, I know that, like, a gauntlet isn't the ideal way to do this because it's just so...
Passé.
Yeah, and, like, it feels like the trope you have to do, and it kind of makes all the several matches a bit too predictable. But there was even a sense of, like, when Callis is coming out on the stage, rather than groaning and being like, oh, Kenny and the Callis family again, it's like, it's Rocky Romero and it's Josh Alexander, and I'm thinking, you got any good ones back there? So the fact that they kept them behind the scenes, your Kyle Fletchers or your Takeshita's or, your Ricardo one more time, says that, well, if there is a bigger match with the Don Callis family, they're not even really showing you that yet. Andrade, because that's the actual foohead. Like, they're not even needing to get to that yet. It's reflective of the hierarchy that Kenny needs to work through in order to, like, get to the belt. Yeah, I loved all of this.
Yeah, really strong stuff. Encouraging.
And as we always love, the change in the format that leads to what we get shortly afterwards.
Yeah.
Like,
Callis calling himself Daddy was creepy. Good promo material from him.
Yeah, as you mentioned then, Renee's backstage with Brody King, asking his thoughts on the main event, obviously. One of our favourites, John Cruz, interrupts. Tell your masked friend, never put his hands on me again. Brody says, that's fine, but we've got a standby match because of the thing that's just happened. And John Cruz, I'm wearing a suit, so not dressed for it, can't wrestle. Bye, scurries off. And then we cut to the ring, and he's running for his life from Brody King. Just marches out Brody King, still in his big coat. Mm-hmm. The bell sounds, 2 poppers straight away. He tries a crossbody, does Cruz, and bounces off him. Just, and then second week in a row, I think, the cell, he just goes flat down. It doesn't crumple, he just, from a big forearm.
How do you train your body to do that?
Just not, to go
You just don't brace
rigid
at all. I know it's a wrestler, so it's a very easy question. He's trained to do it. But that particular bump is so impressive to me.
King misses a charge in the corner. Cruz goes up top. And King just, get down, you dickhead. Gonzo bomb. Still wearing the coat. 1, 2, 3.
A Gonzo bomb still, it's so awesome. It looks literally devastating. It's a finisher. That's so many finishes these days. Just I'm almost trained to expect the 1, 2, oh God, 5 more minutes of this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, we've done the first one, so we'll have to look forward to the second and third now.
Yeah, exactly. It's like no one should kick out of that ever.
Yeah.
It looks horrible in the best possible way. I will say, love the idea of this. Great to see John Cruz's great work last week rewarded. Get him on telly. Don't fandango him, but give him a bit more of a profile. They could have milked this an extra minute longer for me. Cowering reactions, maybe tormenting him a little bit more. It was still really good and kind of effective and resourceful considering how little amount of time they were out there. Another minute of milk.
I loved Brody King in his big coat. No selling Bret Hart's sternum first. There's no come back from that.
Yeah, not really.
I forgot to ask you what you thought about the new championship that was teased in all this.
What?
Brody King gets on the mic and says... I realise I misspeak every single bloody podcast, by the way. I'm never to judge. Bandido! I want you to beat MJF's ass from pillar to post later. And after tonight, it's going to be an honour to step into the ring. The first new AEW champion.
Can't wait to see what the belt looks like.
Yeah, the first new. God, sounds cutting edge.
Just imagine.
Never done before.
You two stood at Gorilla as he walks past. What's the first new AEW title? I've heard of the AEW championship.
I'd love to see it.
Please, it's just a joke, please. I've seen what he does to Simon Miller. Don't hurt us.
Yeah, I know.
Just
hey, Brody, you gotta laugh.
Can just imagine. Sure he did. Comes across like a wonderful person,
yeah.
Brody King, doesn't he?
Then there was a big video package, like you say, hyping up the main event.
Probably should have run that at the very start of the show for me.
Well, what came next was, I feel like you probably were into this as well. The four-way, or 4 teams battling out for a shot at the AEW tag team titles, including Davis and Doyle, the new Dominators.
Don't like that team. No, I love the team.
Yes.
No, I really like the team and there's scope for improvement. Don't like the team name. Davis and Doyle.
D&D. Love a bit
We
of
look
D&D.
after our customers. Well, sounds like a solicitors, doesn't it?
It does a bit.
Davis and Doyle. We look after you the old-fashioned way.
I pitched Davis and Doyle as the surnames of Jim and Joe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Davis and Doyle. We don't you in the ass. We look after you the old-fashioned way with the customer experience.
Davis
Always
and Doyle
comes
has been
first.
selling hardware to Dumpville, Alabama for 65 years now. And yes, we like a beer at the end of the day. But at Davis and Doyle, if you want an industrial cleaner, you don't go to the big box chains.
No, because the thing about those big box chains, they you in the ass. Davis and Doyle.
That extra slab of love.
He's sick of going through to the phone company if you got a problem with your product and going to goddamn call center after call center and transfer after transfer.
Press 4 to get paint thinner. Get down Davis and Doyle where we don't in the ass. We do things a little differently when it comes to ass at Davis and Doyle.
And the difference is we don't you in the ass.
So they're one of the teams. Bucks, GOA.
At the same time, sorry. It would be pretty try-hard if, like, they give them some kind of name that sounded as cool as Miracle Violence Connection.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'll just never be happy.
I think I've just realised something, by the way. Big announcement.
Oh.
Michael Sidgwick has hit 100 swears for the year.
Yay!
2.
I mean, if Davis and Doyle didn't open a hardware shop, he wouldn't have had this problem.
Exactly. I know.
Don't blame him, blame Jim and Joe, obviously. Yeah. JetSpeed, GOA, Davis and Doyle, the Young Bucks, Ricochet and Don Callis on commentary. We get double dives from JetSpeed and the Bucks. But then the big lads, as I'll call them, the other 4, just clean house. They face off, don't go at it though. JetSpeed flying with some drop kicks. They do a sort of double, 4-person.
No, yeah.
Oh my God.
4-person chicken fight. There's DDTs in there. Matt, Knight, and Bailey all try dives but get caught. And that results in Nick Jackson doing a springboard somersault onto everybody. JetSpeed and the Bucks fire off some super kicks. They want a double BTE trigger.
Oh, this is the bit I meant to press the button for.
Oh my God.
Davis and Doyle do them in the air, essentially. A quadruple powerbomb.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God.
Awesome stuff, this. I can't remember where it was because me and Andy were talking about it this morning. The bit where I think it's Nick Jackson is beating up Mark Davis, who's got a great ass. And he just laughs at him. What are you supposed to do with that in a fight? What? Oh, yeah. And then before we go to break, Tony Leone is the last one standing. So he's like, if everyone's doing flippy stuff, I'll do it. Moonsault onto the pile. Ricochet and
he's
everyone's
awesome.
loving it. What a break spot.
Ricochet losing his mind here was class.
He was good throughout, I thought, Ricochet.
Yeah.
He was really, like, different human being in AEW.
Yeah.
Like, there's a counter to the Powerhouse
Happy.
Hobbs things. Well, yeah, happy, comfortable. Like,
He just came off as such a robot geek
yeah.
in the Fed, didn't he?
He looked like he didn't,
Sucks, doesn't it?
never, he didn't dare move
2019, bro.
in the wrong place yet, like, lest he be de-pushed
Yeah.
again or something. He was
Remember
just,
he was dancing around Sheamus's hat.
yeah.
Oh, God.
He was just dicking about here, and every next step was better than the last, wasn't
Yeah.
it? He was a bothersome little arsehole.
They set him up to fail in Saudi. After all, why couldn't it be me? Oh, dead.
Yeah, that's why.
Must have been, imagine filming that video that day. Tell you what, you know, they're probably not going to put the belt on me, but they're obviously going to make me competitive enough. And what a time to be competitive against the WWE champion at WrestleMania season. I don't know why not, bro. What? Excuse me? 8 seconds, I know, game move.
Those forearms.
Got a new game made for this.
Those forearms in that match against Ricochet are vile.
Yeah. It's wanton disrespect, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally owner. Good night after good night after good night.
Yeah.
Stacking them up.
Yeah. Been to somebody else's wing in about 2 years if he's lucky.
You keep putting in these performances. I see a new wing for you in the future.
If you keep doing this week after week, in 3 years' time, I think you can be. I think QT Marshall can do a thing or two with you.
Give him Joe till the end of the season.
When we come back from the break, Knight wants a rolling leaping lariat. Doyle just body blocks him in midair. It all breaks down. There's big dives from JetSpeed in the books. Knight eats a super kick. Bailey sort of matrixes out. Pump kick, leg sweep. Moonsault double knees. Knight flies in with a springboard lariat on Matt. GOA just come in and wreck the books. They take out Nick with it was open the gates. Fall from Grace, I think it's called now. But Knight breaks the count. Leona wants a double Samoan. I thought he was going for a triple at one point. Double Samoan drop on the books. But Bailey goes to the top and hits Ultimate Weapon onto the pile. And Knight flies across the ring with a UFO splash for 2. Super kick party. Leona has 4 of them. Jesus.
You blind.
Bailey was set up and ate a bounce back double stomp powerbomb combo. Knight eats a BTE trigger. Ricochet gets involved, pulls, knocks out during the count. Ricochet's like, and I was thinking, well, that's obviously disqualification, Sidge.
Perfectly legal, Cole.
But in flies Jack Perry to brawl with Ricochet into the crowd. Davis and Doyle are left in the ring with JetSpeed. Bailey fires off some kicks as a roundhouse to Doyle and a time adventure to Davis. He wants a corner Hurricane Rana, but Doyle holds on and just sends Bailey to the outside, just launches him. And Davis grabs Knight, stuff pile driver, 1, 2, 3. Post-match, there's a stare down and a brawl with FTR.
My God. That counter from Doyle to Knight that led to the finish. You know how I get like recency bias? I get fixated on things, and I was like, that's the best thing I've ever seen. I was thinking, like, that is the best thing I've ever seen. How do you maneuver your body with that frame to do that? I was completely lost my mind. That's one of the best things I've ever seen in my life. Incredible. Match wasn't quite that good, except when it was great, it was great. Bit flat at a few moments. Took a while to really get going. Bit contrived. Like, even Danielson, who's too honest for his own good, everyone knows that, said to Ricochet, where are you guys? It was the Gates of Agony's turn to spend like 2.5 minutes doing nothing. And Ricochet was like, well, you know, it's a 4-way, Bryan. I mean, you're not meant to be thinking about them, and he just brought them up. But he had to like sort of say it differently. So it had those attendant problems with this sort of genre. It wasn't the best Young Bucks multi-man you'll ever see, but at various points when it was starting to just go bang, 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 pretty awesome. And that finish, man, Jesus Christ. That's one of the best counters I might have ever seen in my life. Like, Danielson lost it, I lost it. I will say, few notes. I understand the temptation when you're that big and you're getting a bit of what might yet be the big push, but at minimum, it is a little mini push, a world title match, first time coming together as a team. You want to go out there and impress, and you're a big dude. The whole point is in wrestling, if you are big, that's your attribute. You can't be like Nick Bonkwinkle if you are Bonkwinkle again, you know? The Mad Shagger with his excessive libido or whatever he would have said.
That's how it's called.
That's how you'd call it, 'cause he's nice, very loquacious and all the rest of it. So you can't be clever if you're big.
Hello, wrestling boffins.
Yeah. The whole point is that's the thing you've got.
Yeah.
Because before, the idea of being the best and being awesome and having awesome matches kind of overtook everything. The whole point is you should have an attribute and something you're not so good at, you know?
Nobody went to Warlord, where's your shooting star press?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? So the temptation, therefore, to convey you're a big caveman brute, is why don't you make orc noises at every available second?
He's orking out.
He's orking out. It got a bit much for me with him.
Yeah.
It was, you know what I mean? It like, always.
Zarya.
Yeah. Tone it down a little bit. That would be my,
That's your note.
that's my note. Take it or leave it. What?
I don't know. It popped me some reason. Take it or leave it.
Take it or leave it. It's free.
But I will leave it. I'm pleasantly surprised by this. I think the preview yesterday, it was impossible to imagine the outcome that we actually got. Like, and I think you even said, this is why it could be a bit of a nightmare debut for Davison Doyle, because it's already difficult in such a
All I'm saying,
stable.
like, during the C2 season, it's heel on heel quite a bit, but it's not very often you see it, even in AEW.
Yeah. Even if it's just to lose to FTR, I think this was the way to get them to that loss and to try and... It's tricky with the Don Callis family. I'm massively in favour of constantly adding numbers. I think it's funny. I just think it's funny. But
I pitched on the news the other day, Don Callis tries to recruit someone who's already in the family.
brilliant.
I
Yeah.
like the look at you, Lance Archer. Why don't you you're already here.
Yeah. But naturally, there is then a hierarchy.
Yeah, that's what I
within-
like meme wrestling. It's this new thing that's cool.
means...
Good idea.
Yeah, good this.
Yeah.
Not as like fun as a match as last week's.
I wasn't as
Multi-man, but,
electrified throughout as I thought I was going to be to be honest.
But more effective.
That's that counter, though. My God.
Yeah. SkyFlight are backstage.
Ugh.
Oh, God.
Say Collision is a big week. This week is a big week for them.
Ciampa and Gargano themselves.
Sadie Steele called out Marina Shafir, saying she's a bully of bullies. The morning doesn't matter when you can't survive the night, says Christopher Daniels.
You thought he ate.
And left no crumbs.
You know what I mean? It's like, God bless him. Christopher Daniels had what might go down as the best last matches ever. It was incredible, that thing with Hangman Page. He thought it's a certain type of guy you just don't really want to like do. We trivialize the wrestling scene on this podcast. The dude is so broken through so many bumps that he can't really walk good no more. And then he finished on top artistically, really. What a triumph to go out on. None of this would exist if people like him weren't doing the hard yards he did. I hear him say that line. I'm like, ugh, do you think you ate? Because you didn't. It was so cringeworthy. And I'm watching
I heard
this.
me saying that, I'd be like, I want to punch myself in the head. That's the thing.
Shut up, man. Here's another thing. What was it? What did that look like again? I understand that they can't all be main eventers or the best wrestlers in the world in AEW, right? You need people who kind of exist to lose, and at some point, you need to create the impression or the effect that they don't think they're here to lose all the time.
Yeah.
So I get why a unit like SkyFlight exists, and yet I take one look at Scorpio Sky and think, what are you doing here?
That's what Punk used to say to Daniels at Collision.
I know. Well, actually, I'm the head of talent relations. If anyone should be here, it's me. Get out.
Name's not on it.
Get out, allegedly.
I've got the second list with Matt Hardy's name on as well, and you're on that one.
Honestly, man. I will tell you this as well. No, I'll tell you the same thing again. When you just watch something on your telly, which is like, yeah, it's my job, right? But say I'm watching it for fun. And you've got so many alternatives these days to watch. I could, watch anything. I could listen to Out at a minimal cost as well. Or I could go outside and go for a walk or do whatever. We compete with sleep. I hate watching something going, that ain't going to work. It hasn't worked yet. Why do I have to deal with this? What's the point? Turn it off.
Yeah.
Like a Scorpio Sky pushing the big 2026.
Moving on. Sorry, just checking my notes
God.
here. It's time for the one women's match on this show.
That's why Zeta Steele was allowed to talk, because it was at the border.
Yeah.
The border of a women land.
Women land.
She couldn't have jumped out like Kennedy in the first hour. Whoa.
Here at Davis and Doyle, we don't employ no chicks to do your car service. Sorry, we're just a little bit too American.
Until they reminded me as well on commentary, the fact that they're just like, yeah, people are saying, women's matches, but then what if we cram in the TBS champion, the world champion, and the tag team champion? It's like, is that anything? All that in one match? 3 people. Yeah. It's Stat. Babes of Wrath. Versus a team that I suppose you could describe as toxic.
To the core!
Triangle of
Tekla's really good.
Tekla's great.
Yeah. I was happy with the result here.
Yeah, not happy with the match.
Tekla, Julia Hart, Sky Blue. Babyfaces dominate early on. And they do a sort of series of sliding strikes, the Long Island Railroad to Sky Blue. But Holly Cameron gets decked from behind, allowing the heels to take over as we go to a break. We come back. The Sisters of Sin stops any hot tag for Willow or Stat by...
Stop any hot action by being in there.
Yeah.
But Statlander beats him down and gets in there and faces off with Tekla. There's running corner charges, spinning fisherman's driver, but Blue makes the save and nails Statlander with a DDT. Nightingale takes out Blue with a spine buster, but Tekla flies in with a buzzsaw kick. Nightingale then backpacked Cameron onto a splash on Tekla, but the Sisters of Sin broke the count and took out Cameron with their spinning side slam. Tekla takes out Statlander. Nightingale hits that discus lariat of hers. She wants the doctor bomb, but Tekla spins out of it, goes all spider, wants to spin.
Pop me there.
Spider's out.
She's webbing out. She wants to spear Nightingale, but Statlander takes the bullet for her friend. Curb stomp to Statlander, and Tekla pins the AEW Women's World Champion.
If I was playing word association and you asked me about this match, I would say it was depressing. Minimal crowd investment. You could hear a rat piss on Canton. It's the slot before the main event. 7-year anniversary of Dynamite this year. Yeah, 7 years.
Anniversary 7, by the way.
7 years, and we're still getting the quietest crowd reactions. We're still in the match before the main event. My God, how could you watch this and not be depressed? And I tell you what, the action was pretty subpar as well. Like, pretty subpar. I cannot take Sky Blue and Julia Hart seriously as heels. I can't. I'm not trying to be like a Jim Cornette. Well, they're 90 pounds soaking wet. But, like, at the same time, they're not, like, formidable. And they don't have the presence, even though they've got a vaguely spooky gimmick. And this is all completely well-covered ground, I know. Honestly, I get sad watching Willow Nightingale and Holly Cameron, who are meant to be experts in their field, the best, they're the champs, trying to take 5 years to complete a single double team maneuver. And then when they actually go through the effort of, well, I'll just kind of waste everyone's time by trying to get you in a position to do a splash, and then the impact is like, subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on YouTube, WhatCulture Wrestling podcast, subscribe, watch, all the rest of it. It's like, it's like the knees go into the mat and then there's a flop. So that didn't hurt, so why do you take 5 years to do it? It's just like, oh God, it's just not good. The action is not good. The match was not really good. The control segments were not really good. The atmosphere was not really good. The implications for the rest of 2026, maybe it'll be different 7 years in. No, it's not good. It's sad. I got sad watching it. Tekla versus Stat could be really good. But at the same time, if these
do you think they're going to keep that match just all in ring, or do you think they might brawl out? I don't know, maybe to the floor.
That was excellent. I got sad watching this, man. Real sad.
They cannot get Tekla and Stat to Revolution. Absolutely no way. March. Like, no chance. I don't believe in the Kris Statlander project. And I think
neither does Tony.
No. She's not been well booked as a champion, so you can take some of the blame away from her. But the greats elevate bad material, and she's not really elevating this bad material, and it is bad material. because that would be the one thing I think that the fans would like select to come up for. They even in the entrances, like the Babes of Wrath, Willow Nightingale mainly, but the Babes of Wrath as an act, the music, the whole vibe, as soon as they come out, and then inadvertently, Statlander's the world champion. She should come out and they should enter her music. She sort of brings it down a bit. I'm not picking on it.
I think it's just Willow's theme is like, it's infectious.
And so's Willow. Like, she's over, and I think she's like that TBS title reign felt like a world title anointment in terms of like everybody thinking, yes, finally, And I just think people are slotted in the wrong spots in this division. And it's hard enough as it is,
Yeah, it's really hard. I mean, how could you possibly care? There's a discourse about the lack of reaction to Staten Hater at the last pay-per-view. How is this audience trained to care this little and conditioned to treat the women's scene in AEW as this little thing that they feel the need to do because of the wokes, right? Watching them go 20 minutes, 3.5 hours in.
Yeah.
They're not going to be doing cartwheels in the stands, are they? Well, they're not, are they? They're probably going to be pretty bored.
Bit funny visual, though, isn't it? Just pop off a
They're not going to be like
gas cartwheel.
They're not going to be like just ripping their shirts off and, torture racking their kids in the stands.
Love all that, mate.
It's class.
Giving it the big that because the heels stink.
Yeah.
Love all that.
Aye.
Taking notes for tonight, are you?
Yeah.
Got it.
And Cameron comes in and saying, headlock him. Well, I'm a wrestler now.
I know, I love it.
Brilliant, all that crap, isn't it?
Aye. Love all that, mate. Love how like that.
You'd always see it out of like the 6 people that actually bought the tickets for those WCW shows in the early 90s that got a sting face put on. The rest were just like the old people they swept in from the street. Right? But the ones that were actually there for it, like, when's Sting coming out? Probably about 6 times is the only one you've got.
Kick his ass, Scotty. Scott Steiner. Kick his ass.
So before we move on, and actually before we get to the name of the game, that was
people who treat the very sight of Sting as if they've had monkey hormones.
It's that guy.
What happened to that world? It's the world I mourn really as much as I criticize wrestling. What happened to feelings? Where can I get some?
Monkey hormone Sting fan. I know. I'm picturing the exact same guy.
Sting.
Yes. Barry Windham's going to die tonight.
I love how it's a personality type that doesn't really exist, and that personality type is just really joyful. Just into it.
But it was the only women's match on the show. Before we get to the name of the game, since we have to get to the aim of the game.
We have to. The aim of the game is to identify to the hour, minute, and second and guess it the first time you hear the first note for the first entrance theme for the first woman to come out and compete for the only women's match on Dynamite. The idea being if we can just nail that sucker to the hour, minute, and second, right, it'll really italicize, underscore, and put in bold. Hang on, what's going on here, guys? It's the same every week. It's been 7 years. It has been 7 years. I'm noticing a pattern here. And that pattern is most weeks, not every week, you try to be shifty, but most weeks, more often than not, a majority, right? It is 1 hour 20, 1 hour 25, that kind of range, with the idea being, right, okay, Jesus Christ, the Wokes will kick off, and I think this is either AEW or Warner, or AEW come Warner, who've tried to do the strategy. God damn it, we have to put women's wrestling on the show. Yeah, I know. I'm with you.
It's a cat.
Oh, right, okay. I'm getting back on track. Right. I know.
So the network cat. Yeah, the network guy. He's got his Blofeld. I'm going to put magic.
David Zaslav's cat.
So Zaslav's cat. I'm going to put women on the show.
You know what Zaslav's cat calls me? One bill.
So the So the supervillain cat
hates women's wrestling.
hates
That
woke,
cat.
hates all things woke, hates women's wrestling, but they have to sort of tame that cat. Tame that cat. Calm down, pussycat. Because
wall-to-wall balls.
because we haven't got there yet.
Sorry.
Still on the cat, Wilbourn.
Still on the cat.
Jesus. You know the bit. We've done it for 7 years.
Don't worry, dude. We're going to give you wall-to-wall balls. Meow. Like, it's like, I likes it now.
Yeah. Right.
If there's a
Trilling.
sign of
Trilling.
Dynamite the next year.
Right. Okay. We have to put. Sorry, do you want to do the bit?
No, sorry.
So anyway, back to the cat, right?
Cat now.
So, right, okay, God. I have to put bloody, oh, God, I have to put the women's on. I have to put the women on. I have to put the birds on. You know why? It's 2026. Wokes will kick off. Right, okay. But how we'll get away with it? Well, because, right, enough about the wokes. First, we must prioritise the blokes, right? So for the first hour, we're going to do wall-to-wall balls. Wall-to-wall balls. Balls out the ass, in fact. Balls out the ass.
How'd that get in there?
For the first hour. Oh, so everyone just do my bits now. Everyone's just doing my bits in this room, on Twitter. I see it. Everyone's just doing me. Okay.
Hey,
Well, I'm
leave
getting
me
in the ass. Maybe I don't need to go and see David Doyle. Davidson Doyle. I'm getting in the ass. And the producers me in the ass. God damn it.
Hello, I'm
Spat
David.
all over the equipment.
Honestly, to be Michael Sidgwick is to be constantly under attack.
Oh, David Doyle on Twitter. What did I do?
Back to the cat. Okay. So it's like, right, okay. Well, guess what? There's a way to do this. There is a way to do this where we can have a little bit of cake and eat it too. So the first hour, wall-to-wall balls. Okay. Just like you remember it. And then get the women in. Yes.
Second hour, cat's brought a bird in.
But then, yeah. But listen. Just do it once, just before the main event, and we'll get the viewer watching at home, or the two viewers watching at home. Indeed. Back on the hook for the main event, where there's more balls out the ass.
The sign that says more balls out the
More balls out the ass. And then we just will pretend next week that they don't exist until about an hour and 20 minutes into the program. Right, okay. But, like, you can have a problem with that, because what if there's a hypothetical pair of Alabama fans who are interested in this? Well, the hell's this? I was enjoying my wrestling action. Now what the is this, The View? What is this, The View? No. Jim, there's actually wrestling girls on the program now. Oh, hell yeah, some ring girls. No, they're actually here to wrestle. What? What? Well, they're really good. What? They're actually really good at wrestling, in many cases better than the men. Women better than men? Check it out. Check it out. Check it out, everybody. Go vote for Obama. So that's what we're dealing with here. That is what we're dealing with, okay? We are dealing with that, and that's what's going on. You thinking, Sidge, that was about 8 mouthfuls. Can you jinglize it for me? Sure can. Don't worry, guys. When the women come out to play, the main event ain't too far away. That is the thesis of the game. And the name of the game is This Ladies' Night, and I'm thinking, I wanna know.
This is my favourite one ever.
Yeah.
6 minutes. Well done. Good stuff.
Right, thanks as always to the Panda Blair himself, Adam Blair, at Adam Wilson 4, and Jose Palomares at the Ho 11, the guys who always take care of the
Data.
this sort of thing. What was our guesses? Descending on it.
I'm going to do that every week now.
Sounds
My mind will tell me to do it. The guess is in deep sending
Ascending.
order.
Yeah, I don't know.
Michael Sidgwick, 1 hour, 21 minutes and 12 seconds. Adam Wilbourn, I don't know you from Adam. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Michael Hamflett, 1 hour, 28 minutes flat.
Big week, this.
Oh.
Panda Blair revealing the first note of the women's song was at 1 hour, 21 minutes and 4 seconds.
Oh, man.
Panda Blair writing, Sidge was 8 seconds away from ultimate glory.
8 seconds away.
The second closest guess of all time.
Behind.
I don't know.
Ah.
Panda Blair will have the data probably on that.
Yeah, the
You would
data.
imagine.
The data.
Yeah.
8
Imagine
seconds.
Imagine meeting Taz Last Cat and then never seeing them again. Like, because that'd be the end of the game, wouldn't it, if you'd have got it?
Yeah.
What a twist that would have been.
Oh, I'd been
Jesus. Finally
devastated.
broken into the supervillain's lair, and it ends up being the climax of the film.
Yeah.
Dude,
But yeah, we're getting close. We're getting more close than
Yeah.
they are to booking 2 women's matches. So.
I love that this is like a weekly version for you, Sidge, where it's basically like, you know, that memory game where someone adds one on every time.
Yes.
And eventually it's going to be like half an hour and I can't wait.
It's keep my mind sharp.
Yeah.
Keep my mind sharp in old age. No, why are you laughing?
it's funny. It's such funny. Take it as a compliment.
Like,
And you can tell a joke and people laugh. You'll be like, wait a minute. I like that.
yeah, I like that.
Some more of that.
Good.
Anyway, we're almost at the main event, obviously. Renee gets backstage with JetSpeed. Bit of a rough start to the year for them.
Yeah.
Swerve comes in. Hey, sorry, guys. Whenever me and Mike Bailey mix it up in AEW, we're going to have a fire match. He reassures Knight that he's the future of this business. His time's coming.
I'm liking this stuff from AEW, you know. Sorry, I'll finish.
Oh, yeah, Knight
Sorry.
goes to respond, but Hangman Page walks in and said, I've promised Joe I'd take everything from you on Saturday. That's what's happening. Hangman and JetSpeed versus the Ops. And Bailey's like, for real?
No fooling, Dad.
The match is set.
I'm sure he's 36 or whatever. No fooling.
Well, my own bike.
It's for me.
Mike Bailey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mike Bailey's 35 until he's 36.
Excellent. I will say, other than Speed Boy Mike Bailey.
It's good booking. I'm just
Yeah.
mocking the execution of it.
Yeah. I will say that you can't, it's a balancing act where you cannot book for Twitter or whatever. But come on, we know who's watching. We know what kind of fan they are. We know what fan they want. You should be like, to a degree, without breaking kayfabe or nothing, speaking the language of the fans and telling stories that they can grasp and like sort of, and that's like an interesting narrative terrain. Like MGF's done it with Bandido, I think, to wonderful effect. And this was another like Swerve going, you're the future of this company to Kevin Knight. Because Kevin Knight, at some point, should very much say, no, it's now. It's now.
Yes.
It's now, bitch.
Yeah.
And these are talking points that a lot of people are talking about. And I think it's an interesting way into storytelling, provided you don't take the piss. Spoiler alert, I thought this end-to-end MJF Bandido presentation on balance was exceptional.
But before we get to the match, there's a dancing mushroom because the Rascals are coming to AEW.
Funny.
Yeah. Nice optics win this. Like,
Just a little bit. Just
24 hours before the
put
Impact
them in there.
debut.
Just put them in their place.
Yeah.
Just put them in
Going to
their
take a big
place.
match off you. We were laughing at the Fed taking the match off him. It's even funny that AEW did it.
I will
You know,
say.
apparently, was it Reed? I think it was from the Rascals who
Yeah.
was meant to be in the match. He offered to do it.
To do it
He said,
anyway.
I'll do it anyway. So it's not, yeah,
It's probably Bully Ray backstage. You're dead to us now.
yeah.
I will say it's funny because it's an opportunistic, like, it's competition. It's about time the shoe was on the other foot, quite frankly. And if you've got any kind of TNA, it's bad on TNA. I mean, you're lucky that it exists, right? Just be grateful that your little zombie league is getting pumped up by an evil empire, right? It's got Matt Hardy at the wheel. No. May as well we'll get Ruben Amorim. Right? Just be happy that it exists. And yes, there's a hypocrisy, I guess, of an AEW-leaning critic and AEW fans of going, yeah, suck on that TNA. It's a bit of a Fed move, maybe. But yes, shoes on the other foot for once.
Yeah.
It's called the food chain, right?
I was thinking that. What if?
Sorry. It's my dreamer.
Food? That's cruel. That is.
He's the innovator of violence. The food chain was his favourite weapon. It's chain, but there's like burgers and chips in the links.
Shut up, man. We got it.
I want one.
Do you know what the funniest thing would have been? Is if they're like, TNA, like, yeah, no, absolutely fair enough, Myron. But thanks so much. We'd love to have you for that one last match. Thanks so much. They get Myron Reed to do the last match. Fantastic. Put it back on the card. And someone else. Leon Slater's gone to the UK. Oh, never mind.
The Bully Ray's like, it's fine, I'll take the spot, I'll do business. Myron Reed's like, I'm going to get myself away.
Yeah.
Is it 7 signings then effectively announced yesterday or last night? Because there's like the
dual contracts he's given graphics to.
Mm-hmm.
Mascara Dorada, Persephone, and along with the Rascals.
Why now for that?
Why anything?
Great analysis.
Bunch of wrestlers, isn't there? Like you see them sometimes, they get the graphics like 6 months, 6 weeks.
It was just a spree of them.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just trying to get ahead of an optics thing because TNA are obviously going to debut someone. It's like, oh, well done, you've got an Aaron Rex. We've got did it, you know, everyone.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
I hope they debut somebody. We've got to talk about this show tomorrow.
Oh, I mean, it's Route 1, isn't it?
Yes.
So it is TNA. It is TNA we're dealing with here. Got to lower those expectations. But you've got to, I mean, they're getting Killer Cross.
Ah.
I mean, how way?
Of course, I hadn't thought about that.
That's what they're scrimping and saving for, is it not? He's talked about, he's got a fan base.
Yep.
They'd be kind of stupid not to. I mean, come on. They'll sign anyone who's stepped foot through Titan Towers. It's TNA we're talking about.
Yep.
Right, main event for the AEW Men's World Championship. MJF versus Bandido. Thoughts on his gear? His entrance, helmet and sword and what have you?
I liked it a lot because it feels like he's taking it seriously as his big night.
Yeah.
And it's visual language of the big night. I'm kind of half thinking I'm going to win, actually. The big show, that was a little visual clue of, paid a little bit more attention than he might have.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little detail, like, look, it is what it is. It is the first title defense. It's on TV. It's only ever going to go one way. But do these little details to try and sort of coax me further onto the edge of my seat. Or to bring my phone closer to my face, as the case may be.
I like the fact we talked about MJF's 1.5-minute tweet yesterday, and the early goings, he hits one shoulder block, and he's like, got it in the bag, baby. Little Fargo strut in there. But obviously, Bandido flies back in as an arm drag, head scissors, multiple leg sweeps. MJF dodges one of them.
Yeah.
Dumbass. And then he gets swept, obviously, again.
Love that.
Finger gun at MJF. Following that, Bandido takes out MJF with a big dive. Back inside, MJF rolls away from a frog splash and suckers in Bandido to get him on the apron. Well, go after him on the apron. He can target the left arm, and that's obviously the focus of the entire match after that. There's a gnarly-looking pump handle driver for a nice near fall. MJF marks the Macarena. That allows Bandido time to recover, obviously, and do the Macarena himself. But MJF avoids a handspring by kicking out the bad arm with MJF in control as we head to a break. When we come back, MJF tries to mock the Three Amigos this time. A little shimmy on the third one, but Bandido powers back in and hits a stalling vertical.
It's about time someone skewered that.
Stalling vertical suplex.
And he was the perfect man to do it.
Bandido's one-arm gorilla press.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's a phenomenon.
But MJF avoids the 21-plex and double stomps the bad arm out of the corner. Yeah, we're all ready, Sidge. MJF leaves the ring and goes over the barricade to create distance.
Oh my god.
Bandido goes up top,
Oh my god.
clears the entire barricade,
Oh my god.
and hits MJF with a crossbody.
Oh my god.
This spot got me feeling a certain kind of way. Sorry, I just need to talk about this very quickly.
Absolutely.
The little detail of, you can't get me here. Amazing. That distance was so ludicrous. And I'm not saying he's in the same league, but like, I thought I'd seen it all by 2016. Maybe give me a little bit of hope that by 2030 I'll see something new. When I saw Kenny Omega in that Naito match, like clear that chasm that is the bloody New Japan ring apron to its guardrail to get at Naito, I'm thinking this guy is unbelievable. This reminded me of that feeling of you can't do that because it's simply too far. Unbelievable.
Same emotion with different example. Mine was the remember when Adam Cole moved to the apron so that Ricochet couldn't Hurricane Rana him? And he ran and did a single vertical leap over the top rope and Hurricane Rana to win.
Just awesome.
Anything that like, hang on, what?
Just putting over
Can't do that.
putting the little details well. Put over the stuff before you do it.
Yeah.
That's what wrestling is.
Amazing. And the fact they'd already set up a little bit earlier by like, Jesus, look, even Darby Allin can dive through the ropes and manage to hit a thing onto the barricade. It's like, we've established that's how far that is.
Yeah.
Now he just, that is insane.
Did Ball Knower Circles put Bandido in their Wrestler of the Year conversation last year?
I don't care about them.
Well, me neither, but
saw him in.
But he sort of fits, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And yet, like, I don't tend to like what they like, but Bandido crosses those divides.
He's
His
one of
work
those
crosses
universal
those divides,
wrestlers. He can't not.
He's
You're
fantastic.
dead inside if you don't look at Bandido. And even if like you don't like the way he puts it all together, a lot of people, I'm inclined to agree, aren't huge on the 21 plex.
Yeah.
And the contrivance required to set it up. So I get that. But there are certain things he does, even if you don't like all of it, where quit watching if he does something and you don't just go, he's got that. Very few wrestlers have it. Where you're like, that's one of the best things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I liked him even more when they did the family thing with FTR as well.
Yeah.
That was really like.
Lovey nah.
So they go back inside.
She'd been
Bandido.
brilliant with MJF.
Yeah.
Bandido hits a tornado for a 2 count. Poison Rana, code red, another 2 count. He wants the 21 plex again, but MJF holds on and Bandido's bad arm gives out. MJF hits a big boot, wants the heat seeker, manages to hit a slingshot cutter for 2. MJF this time floats over a 21 plex, avoided a code red, small package. They trade 2 count, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1. Then a sudden, like, really close near fall for Bandido.
Heart stopping.
There's an X knee to MJF. Bandido finally hits the 21 plex, but he can't do the bridge because the arm, or can't keep it at least. And that delay allows MJF to kick out and jump right into salt of the earth. Bandido wants to get to the ropes. MJF repositions and this time puts a label lock on. Bandido flips MJ off initially, but fades, eventually goes out. MJF retains the AEW World Championship, and post-match, he sort of slumps in the corner with his title, gets a mic, and says, you know what? I used to laugh when people would call Bandido a future AEW World Champion, but you know what? He's probably gassed, obviously. After wrestling him tonight, they were right. As much as it pains me to say, Bandido, one day you're going to be a champion in AEW. Yeah, which unfortunately means I'm going to have to do this. And he goes to kick the crap out of the little dweeb. He smashes him with the title belt. He's going to unmask him, he signals.
He's got such a great face when he does that. Such a sinister prick.
But Brody King runs down to save his mate and MJF hightails it. Split second, I said this to him this morning. Split second, I thought, Brody King going to lay out his mate? I think that's just fed brain. But what an end to this show.
Oh my God. I'm so encouraged and energized by the beginning of this MJF title reign. Good on him as well. People, I thought was rubbish, some of it, like rubbish. And I don't want to litigate 2023 yet again. But people wrote off a guy this talented way too quickly, and he's doing simple things. Actually, I think that reduces it. He's doing simple things, MJF, but I thought end to end, this whole Bandido thing, as short as it's been really quite clever. So he taps in, he resists the temptation to be MJF about it. I'm not saying he's a, shorthand for cheap heat. He's got it in him. Yeah. And we're all grown-ups here, it's fine. But he resisted the temptation, and he decides, right, okay, I don't want to do, in this climate as well, possibly, this kind of heat with Bandido. Do something else. I'm clever. And people accused him of being an edgelord. He hasn't done one edgelord thing since the Diddy stuff. It's fine, we're all grown-ups, but whatever. He doesn't do it this time. He instead hones in on a different way of trying to get you to resent him and get behind Bandido and make you think, oh, Bandido isn't going to win this, actually. Let's cheer for him loudly. More louder. Whatever. More louder. Anyway, so he decides, right, what do people like about Bandido, but what are people kind of scared of when they want to invest in Bandido? He's kind of, and it's especially relevant in the wake of this morning's news, or the news that broke overnight of, as great as he is, he's not going to shatter that glass ceiling in AEW, is he? MJF smart emphasizes that. You get in about 10 years, he'll be headlining these pay-per-views, but not yet because I'm in it. And he's basically saying, it ain't going to happen for him. I'm being disingenuous. It ain't going to happen. So that's how he sort of like builds this TV program. In the match itself, he does the classical world champion performance where it's like he gives this dude everything. He makes this guy look great. He does something, the little touch of, I just need to move here and he can't do that move on me. He makes it look like this guy isn't just taking him to his limit. He's making it look like this guy has no physical limits with which to hurt you. That's how spectacular he is. Gives him the whole match. It's a sort of match that what they talk about when they talk about late 70s, early 80s Ric Flair, that's what MJF does here. He's magnificent. He's selfless. But at the same time, he has that balance of when he wins, it's like, he's MJF. He's going to win. And he wins credibly as well. And then in the post-match, he, after putting someone over in defeat in the body of the match, he does it in the post-match by saying, oh, Christ, he actually is going to be the champion. Therefore, I have to do this. Puts him over twice, if you like. Excellent first bit of evidence that this reign is going to be excellent.
And an immediate follow-up match, potentially.
Yeah. Really good linking. Really good week-to-week, episodic, thoughtful, linear booking here.
Yeah, it's like the double-edged sword of MJF's.
Really great dramatic match as well.
Like self-confidence, isn't it? That he'll have matches that people ultimately don't.
His skin already looks thicker.
Yeah. Like, he'll work matches that people don't look favourably on, but he'll do it out of this, like, sheer belief in himself to be able to do it and get that idea over or get whatever. Like, I'm thinking in my head of the TV Ospreay draw as an example. That a kind of astounding piece of work, like on their own term, but might not be in service of the right idea or the right character he portrays or even the story they're telling. This was the platonic ideal of all of that for me. This was exactly, as you say, exactly like how this title reign should begin. Exactly how, if you're MJF, I think you should approach this title reign. Exactly how you should go into the match we assume will come with Brody King. Albeit with like a different story in the match, but the mindset of MJF, the wrestler, like hold back a little bit, but not at the expense of your opponent. Like still give your opponent all of this like space to play and get themselves over. This was a proper textbook gets over, goes over match, but how brilliant was it?
Yeah, it was really strong.
Best TV match I think we've reviewed thus far in 2026. And I'm not surprised. Like I've got kind of never-ending faith in MJF because I'd rather more wrestlers take the gambles that he takes that don't always pay off, or the ones where he kind of knows. I think he knows sometimes when he's steering in to like a storm of criticism in the aftermath, but he tries it anyway because often he pulls it off. So I kind of get why he does the things he does. And then when you get an outcome that's just universally positive like this, I expect universal praise for this match. I don't know what you're looking for if you're finding fault in this. No. Because as a heel retaining his title with a clean finish, but a bunch of little bastards tricks played along the way. Like, it's just because it's not like 5 stars, I'd still classify it as perfect.
Perfect for what it was.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Loved it.
Yeah, great end to this show. Let us know your thoughts on it in the comment section below or on X at WhatCulture WWE. Watch, they can follow all 4 of us, sort of. You can follow Michael Hamflett at...
HamflettX on Cameo. No, HamflettX at gmail.com, or I'm also on Cameo.
Follow Michael. Sidgwick at
Sidgwick.
Sidgwick at.
You can follow our brilliant producer, Adam Nicholas at...
Forget about it.
Hi, it's Adam Nicholas. You can follow me at Adam Wilbourn. Follow us all at WhatCulture WWE. And make sure you subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling, wherever you get your podcasts from, for daily wrestling podcasts. For now, that's been the Dynamite Review. Thanks to Hamlet, Sidgwick, to Nicholas. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you soon.